This week on the latest episode of The Big Show, Black Reel Award nominations were announced early this week for the Black Reel Awards, 6th annual Black Reel Awards for television. We'll discuss which shows and performances were spotlighted in this super competitive golden age of television and streaming platforms. Plus, in theaters today, Lightyear, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, both open. We'll review those and all that and more on episode 505 of Keeping It Real with FilmGordon. Let's go. All right, good afternoon and welcome to the latest episode of Keeping It Real with FilmGordon. I am Tim Gordon. That, whichever way it is on one of these ways, is Charles Kirkland Jr. What's going on, Charles?
You know, I prefer you would have said he is, not that, like I'm a thing. Gee whiz.
What did I say?
You said that is Charles Kirkland. I'm a person, not a thing.
Oh. Let me say that again. I am Tim Gordon. He is Charles. One of those.
Last thing we need is a pronoun controversy on the big show. Let's not go there.
Oh man, what's going on, bro?
Well, you know, besides the fact that Miles Frost, the Fort Washington native, has won his first Tony, being the youngest Tony Award winner, and Jennifer Hudson has become an EGOT, you know, at the Tonys this year. So I want to celebrate the 21st birthday of my oldest girl. We adopted her at the age of 4, and she just turned 21 this week. I'm so happy that my best girl in the world, Leanne, is now 21. And if you may say I didn't know about Leanne. Leanne is my 2001 Chevy Silverado. She turned 21 today. So happy for her.
Well, I am happy as well, man. Congratulations, man. On Father's Day weekend, there's a lot of pride in your voice, and I get it. So happy for you, happy for the Kirklands. Ought to be really, really nice, man. Miles Frost, yeah, I know a couple of people alerted me. He's got a lot of ties in this area to people who are very familiar with who Miles Frost is. So yeah, I was good looking out at the Tonys on Sunday night. So yep, that's all I got, Charles.
All right. Also, I mean, you know, Jennifer Hudson also revealed the premiere date for her daytime talk show, which is going to start in September, on her birthday, September 12th. So the EGOT we just talked about is now diving into daytime talk television. So that's going to be interesting. Kelly Clarkson has been doing her thing. Ellen DeGeneres just got out, and now Jennifer Hudson's getting in.
Okay. All right. I mean, you know, I got nothing, man. I mean, I'm glad Charles Kirkland doing his best Wilson Morales impersonation, letting us know what's going on in entertainment. I'm like, okay, didn't expect that at all, but yes, the audience will like that. So do you have any other news, Charles?
I am trying to do my best Wilson impression here. And no, that's it. I'm good. Let's talk about the Black Reel Awards for television and some more stuff, you know, like in your intro.
Well, Wilson Morales, incidentally, is in Miami this weekend for ABFF, along with a couple of other people that I know. And, you know, it's summertime and people are on vacations. You know, I got hit up early this afternoon from one of my critic colleagues who's over in Punta Cana out in Mexico. So yeah, man, I mean, it's that time of season, man. But as you were saying, back to the intro, and pardon me for not being as sharp and on it as I could be. One, I'm real tired because we've had a long week of activities. You know, we're going to talk about the Black Reel Award nominations. There's some other news afoot that we're working on, you know, trying to pull some stuff together so we can make some announcements a little later on. Charles, you're aware of what it is I'm speaking of. But yes, the Black Reel Awards were announced earlier this week. And, you know, every year I sound like a broken record when I say this, but I actually really do mean it sincerely, that the longer we go down this road, when we look at the television awards to me are always, you know, super competitive in ways that sometimes the movie awards are not, right? So if you have a year where there may be 5 or 6 really key movies, you know, those 5 or 6 films will fight amongst each other. But when you're talking about looking at network television, you're talking about streaming platforms, there are hundreds of channels of content that exist. And I will say and acknowledge that our nominating chairperson, Cordell Martin, does a brilliant job of, you know, for lack of a better term, turning over every rock and finding every potential show and performance that is out there, which drives people like Charles Kirkland crazy, who vote, because that long list, I mean, the short list is long. It's like, so I was having a couple of colleagues of ours, we were at a screening a week ago, Charles, and they were talking about, you know, filling out the ballot was like taking the SAT. And I had one voter tell me it took him 40 minutes to go through it. And I said, I believe it, because I went through the sample and I tapped out halfway through. I was like, man, I don't know how you guys do it, because there's so many performances, so many, you know, movies, television series, limited movies that come out. There's a lot. I mean, limited series, you know, there's a lot of stuff. So this week, the awards were unveiled by myself and Oscar nominee and Black Reel Award winner, Tara Stinson, who was a part of our music branch of our voting academy. And the two of us got together and announced the nominations, or at least some of the nominations. And, you know, the one show that stood out this year with 11 nominations was Atlanta. And I'm not gonna clown my friend, because my friend doesn't watch Atlanta, but Atlanta was very polarizing this year. It really was. I mean, because this was the season out of the 10 episodes that they had 5 episodes with the core 4, which would be Donald Glover, Zazie Beetz, Lakeith Stansfield, and Brian Tyree Henry. And then they had what they call these anthology episodes, which none of them appeared in any of these, but were very, you know, a lot of people either loved them or didn't understand them. I don't think too many people hated them. I just think that there was a lack of understanding on what the clear overriding vision of Atlanta was. But our voting academy loved it. 11 nominations for Atlanta. It led the pack. Charles, I know you're not the biggest Atlanta fan as it relates to. Am I wrong? Is this the show you have been watching, and I'm thinking about another show we talked about?
I am an Atlanta fan. I've watched 1 episode of this season, so
oh,
yeah,
okay.
I have not.
Clear. Not when I say you're not a fan, I'm saying you haven't really watched as much of the content of Atlanta this year. That's what I was talking about. So maybe I misspoke. I'm not saying you're not a fan. You didn't really watch a lot of this season.
Right. I have not been up. I am not up to date with this season. So I watched 1 episode and half of the second episode, and I just haven't gotten back to it. But I do recognize it's a great show. I am a fan of Atlanta. I love what they do. And anytime I get to watch Zazie Beetz, I'm just happy. So, you know, yeah.
It was.
By the way, also to correct you before you go any further, you said your friends. I know you're tired, and you said that Punta Cana was in Mexico, but it is in the Dominican Republic.
Oh my God! Well, yeah, I'm tired, man. So yes, that would explain a lot. So thank you.
You went to Mexico. They went to.
You know what? Because I know somebody at home is going, it's in the PR, you dunce. And I'm like, I'm tired, man. I told you it's tired.
I mean, it has been a long week. A lot of things have happened, and you did the Black Reel Awards announcements, and yes, I did my ballot, but it took me a long time to do it. I had to take a break in the middle. I mean, it really was 5 pages of a lot of information to feel through, and I'm not even looking forward to the final vote because it's going to be. I mean, this is a tight class of a lot of very good work that we're going to have to sift through to get through that final vote. So
You're absolutely right. I mean, and we're going to talk about that in detail and show. And for people who, if you want to follow along at home and want to understand what the Black Reel Awards are, it's at blackreelawards.com. It's there. We've done 22 years of the film awards, and now this is year 6 of the television awards. And as I said, we'll have tons of announcements that'll be coming up because there's big news brewing, but we can't say anything yet. But back to the Black Reel Television Awards, which Cordell Martin coined that phrase. Coming in behind Atlanta's 11 nominations was the freshman surprise Abbott Elementary. Kenta Brunson, who a lot of people remember, well, I'm not gonna say she started, but a lot of people know her from the first season of a Black Lady sketch show. And she was really good on that show. She was very, very funny, but she's also a talented writer and actor, and she left the show after a season, or was it 2 seasons? I'm not sure. It was 2 seasons she did, and then she left. Okay. And she created Abbott Elementary. Abbott Elementary got 9 nominations. I know Quinta was nominated. I know Tyler James Williams was nominated. I know Shirley Ralph was nominated. Reggie Hayes, who many people remember from Girlfriends, was nominated as a guest actor. And it got lots of directing and writing nominations. Really, really funny show. I know this is one of your favorites, as it is mine. Charles, what are you thinking about Abbott Elementary's chances moving forward with that, coming in number 2 in nominations?
I think it's a good showing for Abbott Elementary, but it's kind of weird because it's coming, like I said, it's the freshman year for the show, and it's coming up against a bunch of shows that are going on their way out, and so I know how the tendency is to recognize the reigning champions, or the people who are leaving, over those who are, coming into their own. So we'll see how it goes for them. And also, Kenta Brunson was also nominated as a guest on the Black Ladies sketch show. So she hasn't really divorced herself from that show totally. So she's still a part of that. And congratulations to her for that.
She did 1 skit on the Black Lady sketch show and got a nomination. It was funny. It was a funny skit. If you get an opportunity, you want to see Kenta Brunson's work on that show. I think it was the final episode of the season. It was the very first skit, because I was like, oh snap, it's Kenta. All right, another show which led the TV, movie, and limited series category, and this one was funny because I remember watching this show and I was like, man, this is some of this guy's best work. The Last Days of Tommy Lee Gray on Apple TV Plus. 4 nominations for that. Walter Mosley got 4 for that, for writing 2 episodes of that series, and as well as for his work on Snowfall. We talked about Donald Glover getting 4 nominations for acting and writing 1 episode each and directing 2 episodes of Atlanta. But let's talk about The Last Days of Tommy Lee Gray, man. I mean, this was a show about a 91-year-old man who, and I'm not really spoiling it because people kill me with this. You see, I didn't watch it. You didn't see it by now. It was out. What did it think about? February or March?
Yeah, I think it was late February, but I mean, come on. Come on, okay, now.
I'll try to be spoiler free.
Whatever. Come on, if you haven't seen it by now, what are you doing with your life? This is like one of the best things that Apple had come out this year.
Yeah, story of a 91-year-old man who is being cared for by a woman who's not even necessarily related to him, but they form a bond, and he goes to see a doctor who gives him some sort of experimental treatment which helps him get his memory back for a limited amount of time. And we find out all kinds of really interesting things about Tommy Lee Gray's background, his finances, his loves, everything about his life. And Samuel L. Jackson, I mean, come on, let's be real, man. Samuel L. Jackson has been in close to 200 movies, man. But he's really, really good in this as this character, Tommy Lee Gray, man. I think this one has a real shot, Charles, of kind of standing out and winning plenty of awards, because I think it is that good as a show. And to say, I have a feeling, I don't influence the vote. I don't tell people how to vote. I'm just looking at the landscape. There's certain shows that feel like they are heads and shoulders above other shows. And The Last Days of Tommy Lee Gray feels like that to me. What about you, Charles?
Well, I agree. I think The Last Days of Tommy Gray is a very, very wonderful show. I think we've been spoiled with seeing Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury and all these other things that he's done, action roles, but we've neglected the fact that the man can really act. And when we look at the work that he does in this series, he really displays his range of ability as an actor. And coupled with Dominique Fishback, who we remember from Judas and the Black Messiah, who plays Robin, the girl you mentioned, that they form this connection together. I think this is a fantastic series. And I think it's the head and shoulders above all the other limited series that we have in the category, but we'll see. I don't know. I think, and like you, I don't think I can impress anyone in the way they should vote, but if anyone has watched this series, they know how special it is.
All righty. So let's look at this and just break this out and just call it what it is. We normally talk about on the film side how not HBO, but Netflix just dominates when it comes to nominations on the film side. Man, HBO, as well as their other channel, HBO Max, 42 nominations this year. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that, Insecure. I'm trying to think of what else kicked butt on HBO. HBO had so much stuff this year, and HBO Max had so much stuff, Charles. And this is not to say that HBO always dominates, but this was just that year. I mean, as well as ABC, because you had Blackish and a lot of the shows that were saying goodbye. Talk to me a little bit about when you had a plethora of nominations, as we do every year, Charles, with one network or the other. When one network has a plethora of nominations, man, because I think the next nearest to HBO was like 19. So they literally doubled nominations to everybody else.
So the thing about it is, just like you said, HBO has been, got 40 nominations. I think it's that they put out a lot of things this year, and I don't know how much the quality level of everything is. So I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing a lot of wins from HBO, but just the fact that they've put out a whole lot of content, they're right there and just dominating in getting the number of awards. Say what?
About the quality? Black Lady Sketch Show, Insecure. There's some really good stuff that HBO produced. The Michael Che stuff. I mean, there's a lot. They just put out a lot of content as it relates to television.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Southside, another HBO Max, HBO series. So there's a lot of stuff. And Southside, we haven't talked about it yet. Have you had a chance to watch Southside yet?
Yes. I was a big fan of Southside. I put in a lot of nominations for them, and they were. I don't think they were close to Abbott Elementary, but being another freshman show, the prospects are bright for them in the future.
Man, let me tell you something. Southside snuck up on me, man. I called you on this one because I was like, I didn't know what Southside was. I saw it on HBO and I didn't particularly watch it. And I think one day I was just sitting home and I was really not doing anything. And I'll take on a new show and give it a shot. And I watched the first episode and I was like, and so I said, let me keep watching. And I was about 4 episodes in and I was like, oh, this is like the Chicago to Atlanta. So it was like, so it's a really, I think, and when you go back and figure out the backstories that you know that the 2 police officers who work on the show together are actually married. And that the 2 twins, I guess there are 2 characters that are twins, and then I guess one character's best friends. So it's a real tight-knit family affair of Southside, but it doesn't get all the publicity that Donald Glover in Atlanta gets. It's not on network television like Abbott Elementary. Southside is really, really funny. And I thought it was something that only a small amount of people would understand and get. But the fact that it got Black Reel Award nominations, and I think that had a lot to do with them submitting the show, Charles, and people getting an opportunity who don't have HBO at home to actually watch it. I'm really surprised. That one I did not expect. I was hoping that it would get some attention, but the fact that it did, and it got pretty much a lot of attention, I was like, it got nominated for Outstanding Comedy.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
It made the top 5.
Wow. So yeah, kudos to Southside, man. What a show. It is really, really good, man. So speaking of the comedy category, Charles, let's dive right into the deep water, man. And when I say it's the deep water in a second, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's look at the comedy categories and let's just start. We just talked about Southside made the top 5. The nominees for Outstanding Comedy Series: Abbott Elementary, Atlanta, Blackish, Insecure, and Southside. Wow, that's pretty good. That's a pretty solid set of nominees, man, for 2022, Charles.
Yeah, and like I said before, I'm a voter, and I don't know where I'm going to go with that vote. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that category. That's just ridiculous.
Well, here's my favorite category, and this one right here, I just thought was so blatantly unfair. But just think, if you're on the outside looking in, you can't even really argue when you get the Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series. The nominees, of course, are Kenta Brunson for Abbott Elementary, Regina Hall for Black Monday, Issa Rae, Insecure, Tracy Ellis Ross for Blackish, and Robin Thede for a Black Lady Sketch Show. Wow. You better than me, man. I don't know. I mean, you literally can make a case for any of those ladies. Yeah, you can make a case for any of them, man. Another toughie, Charles, is Outstanding Supporting Actor, again in a comedy series. You got Jay Ellis from Insecure, Brian Tyree Henry from Atlanta, Dooley Hill from The Freshman Show, The Wonder Years, Lakeith Stansfield from Atlanta, and Tyler James Williams from Abbott Elementary, man. Wow. Wow.
That's crazy.
I don't know, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Look, Dooley Hill, I appreciate his work. I've been a big fan of his from Psych days. Now that he's doing the Wonder Years, I'm glad he got the nomination, but he's kind of the outlier in the category compared to the other 4. Right. But man, I can see Lakeith Stanfield and Brian Tyree Henry might split some of the vote. So who knows? Tiger Williams may slide in and get that win. Who knows? But I mean, it's an outstanding category, like you said. I mean, that just goes again to show there's a lot of good stuff out there to watch.
All right. Well, one more really tough category. And of course, we now talk about Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. And of course, the nominees are Zazie Beetz from Atlanta, Janelle James, who plays Principal Ava on Abbott Elementary, Yvonne Orji from Insecure, also from Abbott Elementary, Cheryl Lee Ralph, and Natasha Rothwell from Insecure. Wow. And it's funny. Cordell and I, when we were trying to handicap this race, maybe a couple of months ago, we were talking about how tough we thought some of these categories were going to be. And the fact that you get to the comedy categories, you literally have 20 nominees in 4 categories. You literally, and I'm not joking, like 17 or 18 of these, if they won, would be no big deal in any particular year. But the fact that you jam all these people, and then there's some people who got left out because of the quality of what was going on. I mean, we didn't even talk about Outstanding Actor in a Comedy Series, where the lead from Woke, I think his name is Lamorne Morris, got nominated. I mean, so Woke got some love, Southside got love. It was like, I love what our voting academy did this year as it relates to recognizing some actors or some performances that I thought that would slide under the radar. Before we leave the comedy category, there were several episodes of shows that got lots of love. Atlanta had an episode called Rich Wigger, Poor Wigger that featured one of the final performances from Kevin Samuels. It got nominated in the directing category, in the writing category. So people saw that. We talked a little bit about Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series. Of course, Kenta Brunson from A Black Lady Sketch Show, Lizzo from Saturday Night Live, the former First Lady herself, Michelle Obama, was nominated for her season opening episode on Blackish. Adrian Ray, who was in the finale of season 10 of Blackish, got nominated. And of course, for Only Murders in the Building, another show I watched, Divine Joy Randolph, that many people will remember from My Name is Dolomite, got nominated for that as well, man. So yeah, Charles, so before we move off of comedy, is there anything else that jumped out to you about the comedy category, which I think is probably, for lack of a better term, murderer's row of trying to figure out, you guys have to be tearing your hair out trying to make decisions. And a lot of it will have to go down to performance, because it can't be about who I like the best as an individual actor, because all of them are really so good. But
honestly, I'm happy that the Black Real nominees,
right? You can say either the voting academy or the academy.
Our voting academy, they really did a good job of recognizing performances this year. They didn't go for names, people who, perennial favorites, although some of them were nominated. They really did recognize who did the best performance. And unlike what you're thinking, some of it is just, I think, down to a coin flip. Everybody's performance in these things are really good. I don't know how. There's going to be extra factors I think are going to have to go into making the decision of who actually wins. It's going to have to go beyond performances now.
No, I got you, man. So I was going to go over to the drama, look at the drama categories, and we'll start with Outstanding Drama Series. And this is really a surprise to me. I mean, there's one show that I think is won twice that made the cut, and then there are a bunch of shows that are relatively new. And we'll start with Bel Air, which got nominated for Outstanding Drama Series. Of course, Euphoria, which is a part of that whole HBO 40 plus nomination, piece that we talked about earlier. Lupin, This Is Us, and Winning Time: The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, of course, again on HBO. This Is Us, I would just say final season, 6 years. As I said, has won Best Drama or Outstanding Drama twice. I mean, I'm not, again, you know, if you're at home and you're a voter, or Charles, you can just do earmuffs, man. I'm not trying to influence the vote, but this one clearly is the sentimental favorite. Would that be fair to say, Charles, that This Is Us is the sentimental favorite going in for outstanding drama?
It absolutely is the sentimental favorite, but just like Insecure is a sentimental favorite and Blackish on the other side, I think the voters are going to be very smart in making the decisions that they need to make. I don't think that they're just going to say This Is Us because it's This Is Us. If This Is Us wins, it's going to be because This Is Us is great.
Well, okay, so here we go. Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series. Sterling K. Brown, This Is Us. Chiwetel Ejiofor, The Man Who Fell to Earth. Damson Idris, Snowfall. Omar Sy, Lupin. And Forrest Whitaker, Godfather of Harlem. I'm being redundant, but man.
Don't you want to vote? I know you want to vote. Go ahead, Tim.
No,
fill out a ballot.
No. I think I've talked about it here. I started out, I don't know, maybe the first 5 years we were doing this with a vote, and then I just became too close to too many people, man. So to me, it was really a conflict of interest. Like Sterling K. Brown is somebody I'm friendly with. Damson Idris, somebody I've interviewed. Forrest Whitaker. I mean, Chiwetel Ejiofor. I've literally met the lion's share of the people that do this with us every year. So I'm like, nah, man. It's good for me to sit on the sidelines and let you guys pull out your hair and sweat it out, man. Because I'm like, I can't do it. And having said that, Charles, let's go down to Outstanding Actress in the Drama Series. You've got Tawny Cypress for Yellow Jackets, Naomi Harris, The Man Who Fell to Earth, Queen Latifah, The Equalizer, Patina Miller, who was a presenter back in February for Power Book 3, Raising Canaan, and of course Zendaya for Euphoria. I mean, these nominations are nice. I mean, I can't complain at all, man. I mean, there was another show that, throughout the years that we would always make fun of the choices that they made sometimes in the nomination process. And part of the genesis of creating our own voting academy was to ensure that we would give the voters as much information as possible, because there are no write-ins. We literally give you all the performances that we think are for your, under your for-your consideration. And you just have to make hard choices. And as I said, we said at the top of the show, film side, not as treacherous to navigate year in and year out, because you kind of have an idea of the different tiers. Television is I'm just saying, when I say the different tiers.
Did you say that there's no write-ins, that we can't write in a nominee for? When have you ever written in a nominee? Is that why I didn't get nominated for best writing last year? This year, because I tried to write my name in on the ballot for the Black Reel Awards. And I didn't.
Charles is having a comedic moment. I'm trying to explain to the audience what it is that we're doing. No, there are no write-ins, and you can't nominate yourself for the show that honors people. You can't. There are no awards given away for anybody working on the Black Reel Awards for the Black Reel Award. It's just not. It's not possible.
Now you tell me.
Whatever, man. Whatever. So we just went through these lineups, and so let me finish through with the rest of them, because we're going to do the exact same thing. We'll do the 5 categories each. Outstanding Supporting Actor. This one is really interesting to me, looking at these names, but it also speaks to what I think, to me, feels very authentic about the Black Reel Awards, that, and I'm just gonna put it out there. I've been highly critical over the years, Charles. You and I have done shows when we get to award season, and we'll talk about how the Academy Awards does a job that I think where sometimes they don't honor people in the particular years they should. Remember, we've had these conversations, right? And it almost feels like you're always trying to do makeup awards, right? So for an example, this category, Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, the nominees are Giancarlo Esposito for Better Call Saul, Wood Harris, Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, Adrian Holmes, who played Jeffrey, oh, no, I'm sorry, no, he played Phil on Bel Air, Clark Peters, no, I'm sorry, Adrian Holmes, was Adrian Holmes Jeffrey?
Jeffrey, yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. Adrian Holmes is Jeffrey on Bel Air, Clark Peters from The Man Who Fell to Earth, and hopefully I'm pronouncing this correctly, is it Ali Showatan for Bel Air, who played Carlton. Now, I made that intro because it speaks to these 5 people that the Voting Academy nominated literally gave the performances in their prospective shows that made them top 5 this year. It wasn't about somebody did something last year, we missed it last year, we added them this year. These are nominees of the moment, Charles. Does that make sense how I'm trying to explain it? Or maybe I'm not articulating it properly, but it feels like the Voting Academy does a good job, a solid job year in and year out of finding the 5 performances or films or television shows that I feel are the best that particular year.
And I think I understand what you're saying. You're saying it correctly because, you know, you would think about there's a lot of people in drama series this year who, you know, have that name recognition, who've done, you know, just the requisite work to be, and probably, you know, might not have gotten an award last year. I know who you could be referring to, but the 5 people that that were nominated this year were so important to their series. Their work was so great. I don't see how, to the credit of the Voting Academy, they recognize the true talent that occurred within the year that they're looking at. They didn't bring anything from last year over, or well, so and so didn't get an award, we need to award them. They said, no, we're going to look at who's the best and recognize them. And I think the 5 that we have are outstanding, are all outstanding. And if when we get down to the point of picking whoever it is that wins, no one can really complain about so-and-so should have won or the so-and-so, because all these performances were excellent. And so it's just like, you know, everybody wins. Everybody truly wins when they get nominated for a Black Reel Award.
Oh my God. And then the final category I want to go through on the drama side is Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. Lady Danbury is back at Joa, and I think it's Andoh, and Andoh. So I don't have the correct pronunciation, but I do know the character that she plays on Bridgerton. She is really, really solid. Coco Jones, who plays Hillary on Bel Air, was nominated. Audra McDonald from The Gilded Age, another HBO show. Lorraine Toussaint from The Equalizer, and the sentimental favorite is back, Susan Kelechi Watson for the final season of This Is Us. I mean, this one is an interesting one because you've got a couple of younger folks, you got a couple of older folks, and you got the sentimental favorite in here, Charles. Like I said, man, I think it almost feels to me like voting during the nomination, or voting for nominations for the Black Reel Awards feels like a maze that you got to navigate through so many various performances only to get to, you know, I think that we do comedy series, we do comedy categories, drama categories, and we do TV movies and limited series. So you literally have a total of 60 people in the major, not like the major acting nominations, best, you know, outstanding actor, actress, outstanding supporting actor, supporting actress. So you've got that on the comedy side, the drama side, and TV movies and limited series. And out of these 60 people, man, this is the creme de la creme of the year in television. It really is outstanding work. I can give the Voting Academy a lot of credit, man, because these nominations I don't think there's a category I've gone through where I'm like, nah, that one's kind of stanky. No, they're all pretty good. They're all really good. If you've watched a lot of these shows, that you guys have done an amazing job.
I think you said it in your quote that went in the press release for the Black Reel Awards for television, that there's a lot of great stories out there, and there's a lot of great outlets that are serving up a lot of great stories out there. So, and it's just wonderful to see what's happening on television as far as the amount of work, the level of work, and the level of the talent.
All right, so finally, outstanding TV, movie, or limited series. And this is always good because this changes from year to year. You know about like if there was an Insecure, Blackish, Atlanta, all these sorts of shows, This Is Us. We know those year in and year out, but TV, movies, or limited series change every year. So this year, the nominees are Colin in Black and White, DMZ from HBO Max, The Last Days of Tommy Gray, True Story, a Netflix entry, and We Own This City, again from HBO. This is really interesting because I had an opportunity to watch at least all or part of each one of these shows. And to me, like I said, we talked earlier about the show that I thought was kind of head and shoulders, but you can make an argument, man. I don't think any of these shows are bad. I just think that it depends on where the space that voters are going to be in when they vote on this stuff, Charles. And I'm not asking you to divulge or tell any of your secrets. So don't look funny when I say certain stuff, because people are like, that's the one he's going to go for because I saw his face. Don't give anything away, Charles. Be poker face, man.
I think there's three real contenders in this group, and it could go either way. Anyway.
All right, Charles, again, poker face, outstanding actor in a TV, movie, or limited series. Nominees are William Jackson Harper for Love Life on HBO Max, Kevin Hart, True Story, Derek Luke for Epic's American Refugee.
Welcome back to Derek Luke. That's all I got to say, man. Welcome back.
It's been a long time for Derek Luke, man. I mean, him and Halle Berry had like, I'd have to go back and do the research. I wish Cordell was here because he could tell me the gap in time between the last Derek Luke nomination and this one this year. Samuel L. Jackson for The Last Days of Tommy Lee Gray, and Jaden Michael for Colin Black and White. But again, it is the categories that have the ladies in it that I think are the ones where you're like, wow. Outstanding actress in a TV, movie, or limited series, Viola Davis, the First Lady. Rosario Dawson, one of several nominations she received. I think she got nominated 3 times, but she was nominated in this category for DMZ. Cynthia Erivo for Roar on Apple TV+. Zoe Kravitz for Kimmy, and Wunmi Musaku for We Own This City. A lot of people will remember last year she was nominated as Ruby on Lovecraft Country. We changed out the project, we changed out the role, but the woman's work is consistently good. And welcome back, Wunmi.
What's the last name?
Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did. I'm messing with you.
Okay, got you. Outstanding supporting actor in a TV, movie, or limited series, my good friend Michael Ealy, the woman who in the house across the street from the girl in the window. Great title. Jamie Hector for We Own This City, David Oyelowo, The Girl Before, Wesley Snipes, True Story, and Glenn Turnman for Women of the Movement. Yeah.
You know, I said it before. I think the girl across the street from the woman, or the woman across the street from the girl, whatever. I think it's been one of the best redos of Rear Window that has come out in quite a while. So I was very happy to see that film made it onto the list. Somebody from that show made it onto the list. So
you're talking about the woman who in the house across the street from the girl in the window?
Right.
I mean, watch this. Let me just say this, man. Look into the camera when I say this. Who thought that that was a legitimate title that you could go with? Like you on Netflix, they like, I got a recommendation for you. The woman in the building down the street.
Look,
Ridiculous title.
Obviously, you have not watched this because the title is very important. The title is very important.
In the house across the street from the girl in the window. Okay. All right. Just a bad title. Yes, Netflix. I said it. It's a bad title. Do better. Come on with a better title. All right. Outstanding supporting actress in a TV movie or limited series. And again, there's that woman again. Hey, mama, there's that woman. Rosario Dawson from Dope Sick. Dominique Fishback, The Last Days of Tommy Lee Gray. Regina Hall, again, for Nine Perfect Strangers. Moses Ingram, who is burning up social media in Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Natasha Rothwell for The White Lotus.
Moses Ingram, also a DC native.
Oh, yeah, man. Moses Ingram is getting a lot. There's a lot of, I mean, the reason why people don't like her and her character, I'm like, you like Darth Vader? He's a black dude. I mean, you can like a black dude. So, you know,
is he though? Is he really though? Is it, you know, a lot of people like the voiceover of James Earl Jones, but it's not really a black dude. He is a white guy. It's just that he's got
a white guy voiced by a black dude. So right. we got Samuel L. Jackson was Mace Windu in the Star Wars. We had Finn. I mean, you had some brothers and sisters that had been in the Star, you know, in this universe, man. This is not a big deal, man. So all of this chatter, y'all just doing way too much right now. The fact that everybody's mad at her shows how good of an actor she is, which is why she's in this category this year. She is apparently hitting the nerve, which means good acting. And the final category we're going to look at, no, I'm sorry, that was the final category. And then you just have a bunch of other things going on. Let's talk about outstanding documentary. And there was a surprise in here because I could have sworn that the Kanye West doc was going to be a nominee, and it did not make the cut. Biography, Bobby Brown from A&E was nominated. Black and Missing, which I know is a personal favorite of yours. Janet Jackson, another A&E doc. They Call Me Magic, the Magic Johnson documentary. And We Need to Talk About Cosby from W. Kamau Bell. No, none of the Kanye West 3-part something, Yeezus.
Genius.
Yeah. What was it, Genius?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I thought that would have cracked the top 5. Charles, any theories on why, as a voter, that you don't think other members of the Academy responded to Kanye West's doc?
Right now, a lot of people aren't loving on Kanye. For honestly, this whole thing with him tripping out over this Kardashian woman and all this stuff is really kind of hurt his stock, I would say, in the world. So a great doc it was, but people aren't feeling Kanye right now. I think that's why he didn't make the cut.
All right, and the last category I want to look at, man, is outstanding talk, sketch, variety series or special. Man, what about these 5 right here? The Amber Ruffin Show from Peacock, a Black Lady Sketch Show, Robin Thede, Dave Chappelle, The Closer from Netflix, Gerard Carmichael, Rothaniel, another HBO production, as well as The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. So we got 2 talk shows that made the cut. Trevor Noah's show, Amber Ruffin Show. You have 1 sketch comedy show, Black Lady Sketch Show. And then you have 2 stand-up specials, one from Chappelle and one from Carmichael. It's a very interesting mix, Charles, in this category. And not to tell me what you think as it relates as a voter, but just as a journalist. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? A theory on what the voters may have been looking at? You know, was it things that were really, really hot, because we know the Dave Chappelle piece, which was done either late last year or early this year, you know, that thing resonated and stayed in the public's consciousness. Rothaniel is Gerard Carmichael's relatively new stand-up special. And then, of course, the two late night talk shows, which I think this category was designed specifically to make sure that those were included. And then a Black Lady sketch show jumps in there. So talk to me and don't handicap it, but just talk to me about the mindset of how this category kind of came together.
Well, I think you stated it. You always give all the answers before you ask the question. I think I think Amber Ruffin and Trevor Noah, they're perennials in this category because their work is just outstanding in the shows that they do. I'm just happy to see that Amber gets the love. I know you're a big fan of the show. I'm a big fan of her show. Not that influenced anything, but I think she does really great work. And so does Trevor Noah. We know them. And Black Lady Sketch Show is, I mean, they're all over the place. They've been nominated everywhere. So, you know, why wouldn't they be in this category? And come on now, the closer has been one of the most watched and controversial specials that Dave Chappelle has done in recent years. And so I don't see why it would not have received the love. I am surprised a little to see Gerard Carmichael in here because I think the show is relatively new, recent to the platform, that it will get the recognition that it did. So I'm happy for him. I was just surprised because I do believe we've seen Michael Shea come up in some other categories that I'm surprised that he didn't come up here as well. So right. Yeah, it's interesting. It's always interesting.
Yeah, man. So that's what I was looking at. I was looking at, as I said earlier, at the composition. I was like, yeah, this is pretty interesting stuff on how this category is kind of laid out, man. But man, so let's get down to final brass tacks, man, as we look at all of these nominations, man. You know, your song nominations. We talked about 11 for Atlanta. We talked about 9 for Kenta Brunson, the Black Lady Sketch Show. So since I don't have a vote and you do, I will, you know, you don't have to comment on this because this is not for you. When you're looking at, because I'm always interested in what wins outstanding comedy, what wins outstanding drama, and what wins outstanding TV, movie, or limited series. Comedy is probably the toughest to me to handicap because the final vote won't take place until the end of this month, which also gives voters an opportunity to rewatch some of the nominees on our platform and get people thinking. You got to also remember right now that the biggest thing in movies going on right now that's really selling is nostalgia, right? So when you think about Top Gun Maverick, you think about Jurassic World Domination, you think about coming up Buzz, you know, Lightyear, which is in theaters today. Nostalgia is really, really strong right now. And if I think of nostalgia, the drama side to me feels like more of a natural, that despite the fact of what Charles was saying earlier, that there's so many different dramas that are in play, the sentimental favorite is hard, man. It's hard for me to think that a show that has won 2 outstanding drama awards, but for top drama, and is in the mix on his final show, and his final show knocked it out the park. That's going to be a hard one. And in my mind, I'm thinking that that's the leader in the clubhouse right now. I'm not going to say it's going to be the leader in the clubhouse in 2 weeks when the final vote takes place, and then when we announce it in August. But that one feels like it's in a really strong position. The comedy category is a little harder to handicap because you're looking at Insecure, which I thought had a really, I'm not gonna say it was a super strong ending, and this is a shot in case Prentice Penny, the showrunner, is watching, because I was giving him grief, like, come on, man, you can't give us more Insecure, you can't give us an Insecure movie, a super long final episode, something. So Insecure and Blackish, which I think have both, I could be incorrect, but I know Insecure has won Outstanding Comedy a couple of times. And I know Blackish has been a nominee a couple of times, but Abbott Elementary being in the mix, man, is going to be a real interesting. Abbott Elementary is going to be a problem for voters this year. So I don't even have a pick right now, but I just know that it sets up that, you got Insecure over here, a Black Lady sketch show, which did really, really well last year. You got Kenta Brunson bringing Abbott Elementary to the party. And then you got the two established shows that are on their final their final year on the ballot. So comedy and the comedy category is going to be a juggernaut. It's going to be a really.
Did I miss it? Is Atlanta not up for consideration in the comedy category?
Atlanta has one more season. Atlanta's final season will debut in October, and it will be next year. Looking at its final season, but Atlanta's back, and Atlanta got 11 nominations, so you can't discount that either. And then
I just wanted to say, you you talked about all the other four, but you failed to mention how much of a contender Atlanta is as well, because and here's the problem, really. You got so many types of comedy that you're evaluating here as well. So I mean, you got the office style that Abbott Elementary presents, you've got the documentary style that Blackish and that presents. And then you got this experimental comedy style that Atlanta throws in there that just is just different from anything else. And so it could really be a surprise winner here, because it is so head and shoulders different than the others. And they've tried something different with the way that they presented the show this season. This category is just wide open.
Well, we're running out of time today, but we're gonna come back over the summer and really, as we're doing our Black Reel Television Award watch, and our real forecast that we like to do, we will have plenty of time to talk about this. But as I said at the beginning of the show, if you want more information on the Black Reel Award nominations, because we didn't go through every category, just go to blackreelawards.com and you can either watch the nominations, which were delivered early this week, or you can read the press release, which the trades picked up. So Charles Kirkland, one more time on behalf of the entire voting academy, congratulations, man. You guys continue to do really, really solid work, make me proud. I never have to hold my head down when nominations are announced where people go, "You nominated what?" We don't have those issues on our squad. So we didn't get a chance to talk about movies, but we will, because there are a couple that we've got to talk about, and we will cover that. Look for a bonus episode. But as it relates to this, I think we are right up against it. I think we got a couple of minutes left, Charles. So any last thoughts on the nominations for the 6th annual Black Reel Television Awards?
For me, it's always a great delight to see the response that we get from those who have been nominated when the nominations come out, and just people are so thankful and appreciative because they know how important these awards are. They know how smart the voting academy is. And so they are truly honored and blessed and thankful to receive these nominations. So I always like to see the Instagram the Instagram responses to the nominations as they come out. So that's what I look forward to seeing as well. So I know they just dropped today, so we'll be looking for the next couple of days to see how people receive the nominations.
Well, Robin Thede, Damson Idris, and what's the sister's name? The director. I don't want to mess her name up, but yeah, we've had several check-ins, and so that's all. To Charles's point, that is a lot of fun, because again, I think it also speaks to if you really look over the landscape, there's the Emmys, and then maybe whatever the Image Awards are doing early this year, but there's not a lot of recognition for all the tremendous work of Black and actors of African descent. the work that they're doing. And I'm glad that the Black Reel Awards fills that void. So that to me is a really, really important part of what it is that we're doing. But on behalf of Charles Kirkland Jr. and myself, thank you guys for watching our recap of the Black Reel Awards. And as we tell you guys, watch something good at the movies. In this case, since we just did nominations for television, find one of these shows or performances that we talked about today. And if not, just go to blackreelawards.com, look at the entire list. There's plenty of stuff that's out there that's really good. We pointed it out for you. So until next time, the room is closed. You guys take care, enjoy your summer, and look for that bonus episode that's coming up later today talking about these movies. Until then, peace, Charles. You guys take care, and we'll see you on the other side. Have a nice weekend.
Peace.